ports.
Oh, that's
Gen 1.
Tell me more. That's interesting. Let me chew on that.
Gen 1 to Gen 3. And the twist is that they're fully compatible with home. So we've seen how if you go from Gen 9 back to Gen 8, I'm pretty sure they have the quote-unquote technology, the code. So my Mew from the Mightiest Mark raid, or my Mewtwo from the Mightiest Mark raid, I'll be able to bring it into red, blue, yellow.
Dude, okay.
Or whatever. And bring it back out.
Dude! See, okay. So, yeah, no, this is great. I just want to add to this, because I think what's really important, I was talking to Jake last week. I've been playing all these games, and don't tell anyone, but I've been playing a lot of old Pokemon games as an emulation. And the idea kind of percolated that, like, how do you make the an official Nintendo licensed, a Pokemon Company licensed Pokemon port on Switch better and more appealing, right, than just playing it illegally? Obviously, there's the fact that it's legal, it's accessible, and it functions, and it's compatible with all of the other games. But I think what you're hitting on is like a gameplay thing that can't be done normally with all of these other games. I love that so much. The idea that you could take your current Mewtwo, or let's say, that's so cool. You take your current Mewtwo and you could bring it into Leaf Green. And I don't even know if that's possible, because it probably would lose some data. But maybe they could just add a couple things to it to just make it all, I don't know, to make it all compatible. That's so cool, man. I love that idea.
Well, they do currently lose. If you go, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So the idea came from looking at the data from, because they reset, like your mons get reset and the data gets stored at home. So they don't really lose anything. So you can bring in the Leaf Green, my Mewtwo that I got from the raid, and get the ribbon from the end of the week and bring it back. So you have access to the older ribbons. But I do think it's possible. Is that how they reset the mons now? I feel like it's possible.
Dude, that is such a fun idea. And I maybe to add to that as well, then there's also this aspect where if, Pokemon Emerald, if Pokemon Fire Red, if those are accessible or if those are compatible with Pokemon Home, they could also do some sort of Pokemon Home gift where if you complete the decks you complete your in-home decks of all the Emerald Pokemon, you get a shiny Deoxys or something, right? That's so much fun, man. Because they're not going through Transporter and Bank to just show up miraculously, right? These Pokemon would get like a new icon to symbolize that, what game they come from. I love that, man. That's great.
Yeah, I do think 100% if they do ports, I 100% believe they'll of course be compatible with home, and I do think they will be backwards compatible about that. Because, dude, I think that appeals to all players. Of course, it's going to appeal to the DustyGogoat player who, wants to pick up a game and start a nautical playthrough and get through 3 gems and then abandon it forever.
I'm coming back to it.
Okay. But also, it appeals to even me because I'm thinking who doesn't replay games a ton of times. Because the idea of going I love transferring up my Pokemon and look. I got one canon journey, right? That's why I don't really revisit other games. I got one canon journey. I got one canon Charizard, one canon Sceptile, right? That's kind of just the way my brain sees it.
No.
It would be so cool to have. So my Sceptile is my Sceptile, and right now he's chilling in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But man, it would be so cool to have Pokemon Emerald re-release, and I can send my Sceptile over to Pokemon Emerald, and I can take on the Battle Frontier with my Sceptile, and then no worries,
God.
I can send them right back into Gen 10 and play around with them in there, and then I can send them right into a port of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, take on that Battle Frontier. The idea is just, it's perfect, and that is peak Pokemon.
This is literally how I interact with Pokemon.
Issue. Yeah, there's only one issue with it. They get leveled up, and then they're level 100, and then you don't. What do you do with them?
No, but it's not about that.
Frontier, that's not an issue. With the Battle Frontier, that's not an issue because they're all set to 50 anyways, which is the stuff I care about.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people care about that. It's because
I meant like
what you're
playing
describing.
through the whole adventure with them, but yeah, that makes sense.
No, but it's
They
about
usually
the
lock
role
them.
playing. It's like in your mind, this is a character that you want to go through all of these different regions. You know, this is I feel like Pokemon Home. We are a couple steps away from it actually being able to, like, fulfill the promise or the dream of a Pokemon MMO. I don't think we'll actually ever get the Pokemon MMO. I think what we have right now is kind of
Who knows?
as close as we'll ever get. But I think being able to transfer Pokemon to Home and transferring them back into previous generations and then back up to newer generations, like that opens up the possibilities. Now I can be Ash, right? I can be May and go back to Kanto and then collect a new Pokemon for that journey and then go to the Blueberry Academy and then go to Kalos, right? It's like I can do whatever I want.